Okay, today we're going to be making Teabiscuits, and but we're going to use 3 different cameras. The reason being is when you normally make a show, you set up the camera in one position, you make those shots, and then you go over here, set the camera up again, repeat the same shots, hopefully, and then go back to the main camera, which is the broad shot, and talk about what you're going to do. Hopefully, when you move the camera around, you put it back, hopefully it's in the same place. I'm only one person doing this, so I have 2 tablets, they're both Samsung Tab A's, and a Sony Xperia Z3 camera. That's going to be the main scene camera. Now, when we do this, all of the cameras are shooting 1280 by 720 at 30 frames at 30 megabits, so they'll be easy enough to cut together. I'm shooting this video with an iPhone 4S that shoots .mov, so we'll have to convert it to put it on the front end. So what's going to happen is we'll do all the prep. Everything will be ready here on the counter, and I'll be talking into this one, which you'll see, you know, the normal cooking show talking head. You can see the counter. This camera on the Tab A shoots overhead, so you can see the mixing and the rolling, and this tablet over here shoots the countertop. So you've got the 3 main shots. I know there's probably 4 or 5 totally, but what we're going to be doing is only making Teabiscuits, only rolling them out, so we can record one soundtrack. Now everything will record audio, but I'm going to put the lavalier receiver on the Tab A, and I'm wearing a lav myself, so that pardon me, we can have one constant common sound instead of it's farther away, sounds different than this one, If everything sounds exactly the same regardless of what camera's there, because of the lav setup, makes editing to the soundtrack much better. And this will probably wind up to be maybe a 10-minute video or a 12-minute video. When it comes time to take the Teabiscuits off of the counter, the tray, I'll just say a cue like, okay, now we're going to take the biscuits and put them in the oven. At that point, normally you do a cut, move the camera over, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm going to do is say, okay, we're going to move it, do a little wait for a long out, because we're going to cut this. And we're going to take one tablet and point it towards the oven, take the light that I'm lighting with now, put it over here and actually light this area here. So that we take this, the next shot you see is putting it into the oven off here. You don't see it from these cameras, you only see it from the tablet. Then we close the oven door, and I come back here to that camera, turn to it, which is the broad shot, and say, okay, now we're going to clean up and wait for the 12 to 15 minutes for the Teabiscuits, and then we'll have a look at what we've done. At that point, we can turn everything off, because we have to wait for 12 to 15 minutes. And once they're ready to come out of the oven, we'll take this one here and either point it or not, or just get them out and bring them over, which is probably better because we want to see this side. Or do we? We can do it a couple of ways. So anyway, what I'll do is I'll put the tablet back over here. I'll leave it in exactly the same position. I won't move this tablet, because then we have good continuity to the oven door and pulling things out. So I'll pull it out, get it past that field of view, and then put it on the counter so that this can see the overhead, and this can see the broad shots, and that will be the Teabiscuits that you'll be able to see. Everything will be exactly the same position. That tablet will remain over there, and then I can cut it all together. and hopefully have another Teabiscuits show showing that one person can use 3 cameras and make a really decent program. 10 or 15 minutes long. It's not going to be any longer than that, probably closer to 10. Anyway, so let's get cooking.